Is this going? Yes, it is. Hello, YouTube, from my stoop. Gotta keep this going. This is not something I'm used to. This is Capstan, Professor J.R.R. Tolkien's favorite pipe tobacco, reportedly. Excuse me a moment. That's a little more kick than I'm used to. But I think it's a flake, which I've never really tried before. Hold on, let me get myself situated. This is not turning out so well. Hold on. There we go. I think I have it. Yeah, this is the type of tobacco you can imagine smelling in the professor's break room at the Ivy Halls at Cambridge or Oxford or some sort of thing like that. Thank you for bearing with me. Anyway, I caught I see their beard in the space of 2 days put up this is hard to keep lit. Hold on. Thanks for bearing with me, ladies and gentlemen. It's like lighting a wood stove, I guess. But he put up 2 videos in the space of 2 days. And I'm like, come on, Steven, you're killing me. I love his videos. I really, really do. And it's kind of like a soft, what's the word I'm looking for? He kind of, with that kind of output, it makes me want to up my game with output myself. Because I do like this community a lot, and I want to be a part of it more. So here I am. So here I am trying to absorb some of Professor Tolkien's brilliance by smoking his, channeling him through his pipe tobacco. Interesting. Yeah, I could see how someone after years of pipe smoking would settle on this. By the way, this pipe was gifted to me by Flanker Tanker Martin, and I figured it would be appropriate for this type of pipe, for this type of tobacco. So thank you, sir. Today was kind of cold, but I decided I need to stop feeling like a big fat sloth pig. I need to take a walk today because I was feeling really Hobbit-like, and not in a good way. Excuse me, let me tamp this down. So I slung on my 12-foot Doctor Who scarf, which my mom made for me back when I was in high school, and out I went for about a 45-minute walk. And I threw on an old iPod with all this stuff I had. So I listened to a band, Saint Etienne, something kind of steppy. Saint Etienne's kind of a dancey They were like they were sort of like a dance band that came out. Well, they're still around, but they came out in the ravey 90s. Basically, their whole sound is if the swinging 60s of London never ended, type thing. I'm keeping it alight, as Cobbett of the Shire would say. Keeping it alight. Yeah, but I decided to go for a 40-minute walk. It really helped me out. Energized the blood a little bit because I was starting to get a little stir crazy in this house. I mean, I'm kind of hiding away from the cold in here, so I thought today was the day to get the metabolism going a little bit. And the idea for this video kind of hit me. Yesterday I saw the Doctor Who Christmas special again, completely sober this time, and I got a lot out of it. And this is when Peter Capaldi, one of my favorite modern doctors, regenerates into Jodie Whittaker the first time. The first time the Doctor regenerates into a female, which has been teased and suggested over the years of the show's existence, and it's finally happened. And it's proven to be a very controversial decision, which led me to believe that during the course of the last, I'd say, 4 to 5 months, I'm a total nerd and a half. I'm into comics and science fiction movies and the whole thing like that. And music, and I'll do a music thing. Thanks, Stephen, by the way, for playing music while doing your videos. I wish I could do the same thing, but then you run into copyright problems when you try to post it internationally. So I've foregone that until I get a better setup than this garage. I'll go through the record collection one day, do a quick video. I'm nowhere near as well listened as you, though, sir. Anyway, in Nerdland, there's 3 big controversies happening in the last, say, 4 or 5 months or so. Taking them in order of occurrence, if memory serves. The announcement that Peter Capaldi was leaving the role of the Doctor, followed by the news that he'd be replaced by Jodie Whittaker, the first female. And of course, it split fandom right down the middle. The Doctor is going to be a woman. It ruins my childhood. The Doctor I won't watch anymore. That kind of thing. And the show's always been about change. In fact, this whole video really is about change, especially when it comes to entertainment. There we go. Thank you, Professor. The picture of him looking down on me, keeping his spirit alive. But anyway, okay, first things first, the Doctor. So you heard, they've teased the fact that he can change gender for the last 5-6 years now, and even in the classic era, he could change. The press would hint it from time to time just to stir up publicity. So, when we watched the series and Peter Capaldi said goodbye, I missed it up a little bit because I liked him as a modern Doctor. He was slightly bitchy, slightly cranky, more like the classic Doctors back in the day. Like I don't know, say John Pertwee, that kind of thing. I think it's going out. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I kind of missed it up a little bit. Oops, my finger's in the way there. I kind of missed it up a little bit, and I just liked the way she showed up in the clothes. And she seemed to like her new body before the TARDIS tipped her out. So, I have to wait till this fall to see what happens. And what I would like to see is a learning curve of being in a new body, especially with that gender. Nothing X-rated or anything, but just this is the first time this has happened to me before. Imagine being able to do that, switch bodies like that, and then have to get used to them. Nice little smoker, this. And then having to get used to your new body, how it works, how it thinks, how the personality that runs through it. That would be really kind of difficult. I could get used to this. The second big controversy was, of course, Star Trek Discovery. Once again, you can't go online without, first of all, hearing detractors and supporters like going at each other like it's the Hunger Games. But I don't think CBS helped itself by only offering it through direct access. You have to subscribe to CBS All Access here in the States to see it. And I love Trek, but I'm not going to do it. Wasn't going to do that. Just not going to do it. So I'm just going to wait till it comes out on DVD or streaming or whatever. Or Netflix. And I'll see it then. Then I'll make my own judgment. But in my experience, all Star Trek, whether it's the original series, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, and now Discovery. Almost forgot the animated series from the original series. They did an animated series in the early 70s with the voices of Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, the whole thing. That's considered canon now, canon with one N. So now the fans are complaining about, is this new show Discovery canon? Is it not canon? It's just not true to the spirit of Star Trek? Yada, yada, yada. It takes place, I guess, just 10 years before Kirk starts his 5-year mission. So everyone's like, how come it looks so modern? How come they have holographic technology 10 years before Kirk? And that's just like the minor complaints of it all. Complaining because the F word was used in it. Well, this is Star Trek for the Game of Thrones generation. So I'm looking forward to seeing it for myself and judging for myself. But in my experience, there's always something good to watch out of a Star Trek series. Each era and each series has something to offer. Even if the episodes kind of suck, there's always something good to watch about it. Like, oh, can you... Well, those things are actually... Like, my favorite chintzy episode of the original series is the Space Hippies. They're my favorites. And if you're lame square... If you were square, you were called a Herbert. And they're... All these 3 space hippies are saying to Captain Kirk, Herbert, Herbert. So... I think I'm getting good at this. So I look forward to seeing that on my own. But the big one I'm going to address now, and I know this is probably going to be a long video. I don't care. The big one, or the one I can honestly say, Star Wars, The Last Empire. The Last Jedi. My apologies. That has been very divisive. Why? Because it flips the whole formula over. Now, it's a brave move. Now, I'm going to probably be some spoilers here, so if you haven't seen it, you might want to stop the video, but... There we go. Luke has lost his faith with the Force. He's given up on it. And he's become a hermit. Sort of like Obi-Wan, except he doesn't even care about the Force anymore. And he has to get roped back into the struggle again. And when Rey hands him the lightsaber and he flings it over his shoulder, I was like, oh my God. It's like, that was something I wasn't expecting. And I said, this is going to be interesting to watch. I forget the director's name, but he very bravely decided to take a new approach to this whole thing. A lot of fans wanted to see Luke training a whole new bunch of Jedi. And I get that. But the thing is, we've seen Jedi Masters training Padawans in the prequels. So rather than go over new material and hew to the dogma of the Jedi and the Force and everything, the writer-director did something different. I think it's gone out. I'll try one more puff. If not, then I'll just put it down. Or I'll just hold it to look more scholarly. But anyway, they flipped the formula around, and the whole point of the movie is that you have to let go of the past. And you have to like shatter the old dogma for something new to develop. And I think the movie did that beautifully. And I'll be honest, the movie's not perfect. It's a little too long for my tastes. And the stuff with, and the stuff regarding Finn and Rose and everything, I could just roll my eyes at. I could care less. It was a huge snore to me. But the Force stuff was really fascinating. Because once again, new territory was being explored. And I think, just put this down here. I'm using the back of my husband's car as my... I have to hold all my stuff here. But basically, the whole thing was different. A lot of people couldn't stand that. But to me, to shatter old Star Wars dogma of like how the Force is supposed to work and how these characters are supposed to act, if I can be a little grandiose here, in a way, it was sort of like the Star Wars version of Martin Luther nailing his proclamations to the door of a Catholic church, saying, here's what's wrong, or here's what's grown tired about the Star Wars cosmology. And he set out to tell his own story, and it's been very divisive, and I think any really thought-provoking work will do that. It'll divide the fans right down the middle, cause all this controversy, and I think eventually, over time, it'll be regarded as one of the better Star Wars movies because it actually took these themes seriously and decided to re-explore them. And because let's face it, every belief system needs a jolt to be pushed ahead. And yeah, granted, it's only a space opera movie. You could say that. George Lucas claims that he did Star Wars to give the 70s kids a new morality to follow, because he grew up on Westerns. They kind of taught you morality, the good guys, bad guys, doing the right thing, being honorable, that kind of thing. So basically we've had it's been 40 years since the original Star Wars came out. So now we have to go into new territory, and that's what this whole movie is all about. And I'll tell you what, I was there right at ground zero. I mean, I was 9 years old watching Star Wars. And my first trip down the Death Star Trench, I was like, couldn't believe it. I mean, those ships looked like they needed work. And my God, this looks like a real place. And of course, when Luke mentions the Clone Wars, oh my God, this place has a history too. This is great. So I don't know how many times I've seen A New Hope. And Empire is my all-time favorite of all of them. And then something happened when I was in school. When I went to go see Return of the Jedi, and I was right there for it. I don't know if I was kind of outgrowing that stuff at the time or what, but all of a sudden, the cracks in the Matrix started to appear. I'm watching it, and the truth was starting to tap me that I didn't want to see. It's like, well, some of these effects really suck. I hate to say it like that, little going through the desert, meeting the sand barge. Well, that's really stupid material. And, of course, when you get to the original, when you get to Jabba's den, you've got pig guards, you've got these floppy-looking music people. I'm like, wait a minute, this looks like a very big budget of a Sid and Marty Krofft production. Sid and Marty Krofft, H.R. Puffin stuff, the Bugaloos. I mean, any kid who's grown up in the 70s will remember this stuff. But this kind of looked like a big budget version of it. And I think Star Wars, and we won't even talk about the Ewoks. That was the big divider. I think that was the first thing that split the fan base. You have people, oh, I love the Ewoks, they're so cute. Jedi was great because the Empire was finally beaten. To, Lucas, why did you whore out? You didn't need to whore out. Of all the people who didn't need to whore out, you didn't need to whore out. I think he took a look over at E.T. and said he wanted some of that cute money. And hence, all the Ewoks. But anyway, doesn't matter. I have that original. I rewatch those things quite frequently. I sometimes go through the prequels, even though you have to squint through those. But The Force Awakens and A New Jedi, I think new ground's being broken, and I'm glad to see it done. I'm glad to see it done, and I look forward to the next one. I've only seen it once. I'd like to see it again on the big screen. Once upon a time, I'd like to see it again on the big screen so I can let more of it in. But for the most part, I was really pleased at what I saw. All right, before I go too far down the geek rabbit hole, I'm going on 20 minutes here, and I know we've all got things to do. I just want to give some people shout-outs, of course, always to Beard. And like I said, Beard and Ed, Grandpa Cavendish, they through their output and through their online, through their messages, through their comments and encouragement, they've got me to come out here and do regular pipe videos. So here I am. So thanks to them. And besides, I like the community a lot. I want to be part of it more, and I want to be more involved in it. So here I am. Johan, the Mindful Pipe. I really like his stuff. It's like, he's his wife's gone, so he's able to smoke in the house, and it looks very Swedish comfortable, very Swedish cozy. Just everything. Just I'm not going to say IKEA because that's not what it looks like. Just everything. Everything's very cozy. Everything just has its place. He has this nice little fireplace, and he's just smoking. He's got the Christmas tree in the background. It looks very, very Scandinavian cozy. So I like that a lot. Who else have been watching of late? Of course, Phil Bennett, not Barnett. I know a Chris Barnett. That's why I mispronounced his name. And I will say this: I like the British a lot, and I'm going to go on record as saying one of the reasons why I like the British quite a bit is they very quietly and pleasantly know how to eviscerate you. Just joking around and whatnot, and it's just fun. So that's the thing. If you don't know the British very, very well and they're joking around with you, it might sound like an insult at first, but it's not really. Unless, of course, it is. It's still going to sound polite, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, I've flown the London flight for years and years and years, and I love them to death. I think the first time I ever got an inkling that the British had a very eviscerating sense of humor was like they were pensioners, but they were going on holiday. And all of a sudden we're talking to us. Do you see that lady over there? And it's like, yeah. She goes, she's been told many times to sit down and put her seatbelt on. Pause. Sits down. Silly cow. I'm like, oh my God, I thought you British were nice, but whoa. I just love that because it was all very polite, but very nasty too. And like I said, the banter. But like I said, Phil Bennett's videos are very, very much like that too. It's like he's sitting there smoking, nodding. There I was nodding in disgust. I was at work, and all of a sudden these awful charts and graphs and things started assaulting me, and I started to blank out. It's all very. I love the delivery, and like I said, if I ever end up doing a trip over there. Overseas again to London, which I could do. I could pick up a trip there. I could see myself eventually having a pipe with him if he's in the London area, or a pint or whatever. But again, I'd have to really, really have to poke me in the rear end to get me over there in London because I can't stand international anymore. My job has made me lazy. I just like staying within the States, but you never know. But all told, long story short, as we go on 23 minutes. I really do enjoy this pipe community all throughout, from the UK, the United States, Scandinavia. I'm discovering more and more people here, and it's really good when you're trapped inside in wintertime and you just put on a video you haven't seen for a while. I caught up with a Beard video today, and then puts up 2 more, and I have to see those. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, Stephen. Don't think it's a bad thing. And I know he's gotten quite a bit out of watching these videos as well. Same with Cobbett of the Shire. He's forever extolling the virtues of the YTPC, and I agree with them. It's a great bunch of people to plug into. But anyway, it's going on 24 minutes. Time is not an infinite resource for us, but I just want to say hello, get my geek on, just fire up a pipe because I need the practice. I wish all of you well. If I've missed someone during the shout out, I apologize, but hopefully you'll be seeing more of me down here as my fingers go numb here in the garage. And I'll probably end up doing a video upstairs with my record collection, Bill and I's record collection, and just dropping some knowledge of what I know in music, which is, I guarantee you, not as much as Beard does. But I can hold my own. It's not just Taylor Swift. No, actually, I don't have any Taylor Swift in my collection. Nothing against her music. It's just not my thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. All the best to you, and we'll see you soon. All the best. Ta-da, as Stephen says. Ta-da, I like that.